Back in the 70s, nobody would want to come here, yeah? But everything got changed all over the years now.
They never been working. They don't know what job they was doing in the past.
Just finished school, I graduated SACE and just staying home, doing nothing, didn't have a job.
You know, we've seen a lot of communities, you know, a lot of people are suffering. And we lose a lot of young people, you know, through accidents and through sickness.
Because nothing was working here, but everything was working here. It's just that the government mob never came here and sat down with us, you know. The only time they come here is when they say, we are in crisis. And we say, we're not in crisis, we just want employment for our young ones.
The whole CDEP Resource Unit has started, and it's, I need to acknowledge it's funded by FaHCSIA, who fund CDEP. The idea is that we provide extra support to the CDEP providers. This project started because the provider was acknowledging they need more help with literacy and numeracy, and then CEG came on board as well as one of the partners working in Yalata, and the need was there as well.
Most of these men didn't have a job. Some of them have never worked in their lives. In the early days, these guys weren't used to getting out of bed on time. They really weren't. And to be able to be part of all those problems and to eventuate them to the stage they are now, where they're enjoying and proud of what they're doing, yeah. This is not just a superficial project.
CG participants were the men on the building and construction, and when we were asked to go up there from Yalata, there were several projects. There was a furniture restoration, there was landscaping, which were attaching to the literacy part of the CG project, and they thought with two of us up there, certainly CG training could happen, but there would obviously be some times when we could train other people. And in a way, that's what I was doing, looking at other areas in the community where people were interested in having literacy training.
Literacy and numeracy is, I think, the biggest barrier in communities for long-term and sustainable employment. And we're finding the more we work with across all of Australia, a large percentage of people in communities have extremely low literacy and numeracy levels. And there's not many people that are working in this field and are able to help across the communities. And we're seeing, even with the relatively short period that we've been there, we've really been able to make a difference to people's understanding of basic things like forms and fines and letters and in banking and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I think it's been very positive.
I did doorways in school, doorways to construction. And that was like a construction thing where we learned the trades. And I got my white card doing that as well. That's when I was back in high school. And yeah, I reckon that there helped me a bit as well. Well, I'm probably one of the youngest on the team and I'm leading in, so I don't know. But yeah, I like it. It's good. Gets my confidence up.
I think it's been going really well because it's different. It's the lecturers come from TAFE SA, but they're coming from a workplace education services, which is about putting staff next to people working in the workplace, which is very different to the model that this region's used to, which is classroom education. We don't think that works that well in a workplace environment like the housing gang at Yalata. It doesn't work very well with a lot of Indigenous people, to be perfectly honest, and other people. So the model was different because we haven't done that before, and these lecturers, if you like, floated around Yalata and worked with those people that wanted to work with them.
An excellent example of where I think we can really help is someone like, for example, Jeremy, who has been coming in consistently every week when we're here and sitting down for a considerable amount of time. His literacy and numeracy isn't that good, but it's just come along so quickly in the period that we've been there, and he's been interested, and right from the start he came up to me and said, well, so you guys are going to be here for a while, can I get help from you? And that's what we're there for. We can't go out and grab people and say, come and do literacy and numeracy with us, sit down with us and work with us. They need to have whoever it is needs to be interested, and Jeremy's an excellent example, and all of the Career Employment Group guys, both in Coonabar and Yalata, absolutely fit that model. They're eager, they're keen, they want help, and we're there to provide it.
I heard there was a project here happening, and I was staying in Adelaide. I just got a newborn son, so I thought I'll get up and do something and get work to help support my son.
CG was the one that got me a job when I was not doing much with myself. They're a good stepping stone for the guys who want to build up their skills, build up their confidence, and looking for a new job. Open their eyes up to a broader future, I guess. And just build up their self-esteem, because once they feel good about themselves, they'll encourage other people to try and follow in their footsteps.
But it's very small things, going out to Yalata to observe Bonnie or Gulyelimo doing their work and watching people engage with them, to use the language, or just come up and sit with them and then move over to a laptop and start learning something. For me, that's huge. That doesn't happen if you don't have someone there to facilitate, and it also shows that the lecturers have obviously got something to give and are approachable. That's an outcome.
Computers are really user-friendly, so you don't really need a lot of literacy to get to grips with a computer. And so it was very exciting to introduce people to computers and have them start to think of the wider world, and it's that easy access to find out things.
Career Employment Group are there, and they've got the people there. Therefore, we work with them, but we're not only working with them. We're working across the entire community. So any CDEP participants that want help, need help, anybody that comes into the office and wants to understand what it is that they're getting in the mail, or any other literacy and numeracy is very broad, so all of computers and email and internet banking and all these sorts of things, we just work with anybody who wants help. We're not picking and choosing who we work with or who we help.
The need's everywhere, there's no doubt about it, but we were able to get this off the ground because the CDEP provider wanted it, the partners were keen, and the participants have been participating. So that's sort of helped to make this what I think has been a successful 3-month project at Yalata.
We have young men in their own communities building houses in front of their families, in front of the community. The community are involved and enjoying their successes, and while they're doing that, they're getting an adult wage, so they're getting recognised financially, and they're also getting qualifications. They're getting a Cert 2 in civil construction. It's got everything needed to eventuate people into pathways of employment.
It's been a really good, life-changing thing, a lot of experience, and I'm finding out new things, and it's helped me learn more about life, just working and just making money and just going home. Got a little baby on the way, so it's going to help me more in the long run. It's good to be a role model, to the young people.
But it's a good thing for our community that our young ones are building our houses for us, not get somebody outside and come in and building it, And hopefully they get a ticket out of it and more jobs out of it.
To me, I'm proud of them young people.
We are very proud because they're happy, they're working in the community and give them achievement. We need to bring the young people into a new world, where people can be happy, people can be free,
The feedback we're getting is that it was worthwhile and it was a good way of doing things, and I have to say it's the first time it's been done out this way. I think it's a winner but it requires government and partners to commit to keeping it going, which is what we're hoping will happen.
Yeah, well, the project's been pretty good so far. Well, the family, they think it's good, yeah. The father's out working. Kids are stoked about it. Yeah, so one day when they grow up older, had their own children and that, they'll see, oh yeah, grandfather been there, done that. And yeah, they could say too, yeah, that their fathers built these houses and lived there for so many years. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully in the future I can keep it going for my family. So, yeah, give them all the healthy stuff they need, I suppose.